Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Deb Chamberlain. I'm here for the beautiful celebration of our 10-year anniversary at Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. So thank you for joining us this morning. And I'm going to start you off with a beautiful song called The River, which we just did a meditation about being the river, being in the flow. I have seen golden sunsets, I have felt love's embrace, swimming in a roaring river, flowing with God's grace, awakening to each new sunrise, trusting in the best of love, 'cause I believe that miracles are meant for each of us, and that this river runs deeper than the ocean. This river flows wider than the sea, and there's no end to where this river carries me. Every day's a gift from heaven, everyone's on heaven's list, and with every breath of air we welcome heaven's kiss, basking in the simple pleasures, dancing with the changing winds, surrendering to nature's rhythm is where freedom begins, as we trust this river runs deeper than the ocean. This river flows wider than the sea, and there's no end to where this river carries me, flowing strong and wild and free, being all we came to be, as this river runs deeper than the ocean. This river flows wider than the sea, and there's no end to where this river carries me. So wild and strong and free, and I'm going where this river carries me. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware, to this beautiful service. It's a very important, special day for us today, so thank you for being here. I'm going to bring back our beautiful Peggy.
Had to unmute myself, sorry. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. Welcome to our 10th anniversary service. For those of you who don't know me, I am Peggy Frymoyer, your platform practitioner for the service today. Would you please close your eyes, turn within, and join me in prayer. God is all there is. God is the ultimate reality, the one life, the one source energy, the one unified field of pure potentiality and possibility. God is unconditional love, happiness, peace, joy, abundance, and wisdom. As God is all of these things and all of these qualities, each one of us is all of these things and more and more. Unconditional love, happiness, peace, joy, abundance, and wisdom. Each one of us is all of the God qualities and more, because each one of us is all of the God qualities, has all of the God qualities within us, just waiting to burst forth. God is expressing as each one of us in every moment of our lives here on earth. I am grateful for each one of us at CSL Delaware who can fully embrace ourselves as beings of compassion. There's nothing that separates us from the river of life that flows through us when we generously give and gratefully receive. And so I give thanks to each and every one of us who heard the call to be at this service, and to all who are here in spirit. Each one of us is the backbone of what makes up the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware. I also give thanks for each and every one of us who gives time and service to all the activities that keep CSL running. I give thanks to Reverend Kathleen for her leadership and her preparation for the service. I give thanks to all who made the Center for Spiritual Living one. I give thanks for this truth and all the things that make up the CSL Delaware service today, and for all the love and connection that brings us together to manifest this joyful Zoom service. And so it is. I'd like to introduce Reverend Kathleen.
Good morning, everyone, and happy day. Happy 10th anniversary celebration day. And I invite all of you to repeat after me. This is a high invocation. So repeat after me. I am that I am.
I am that I am.
My beloved God presence I am.
My beloved God presence I am.
Is moving through me and as me.
Is moving through me and as
I
me.
invoke the divine presence.
I invoke the divine presence.
To fill every cell of my body.
To fill every cell of my body.
With light.
With light.
To surround me with a pillar of light.
To surround me with a pillar of light.
To fill all of my affairs with light.
To fill all of my affairs with light.
I allow the pure light and love of the divine.
I allow the pure light and love of the divine.
To flow from me.
To flow from me.
And move me.
And move me.
To the highest service.
To the highest service.
For all life.
For all life.
I joyfully bring love and healing.
I joyfully bring love and healing.
To all beings.
To all beings.
Who enter my field of awareness.
Who enter my field of awareness.
For the enlightenment of all.
For the enlightenment of all.
And so let's affirm that with a powerful yes, and so it is. So I'd like to turn this back over to Tom.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Reverend Kathleen. If we all would repeat after me, we'll read the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware intention statement. We, the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, are a welcoming, vibrant, inclusive spiritual community rooted in new thought, ancient wisdom principles. We are here to be the presence of love and to co-create heaven on earth, a world that works for all. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who contributed their ideas, time, talents, and love to co-create our 10th anniversary celebration. It takes place today from 1 to 2:30. It will be held on this same Zoom link. We have music, door prizes, and surprises, such as the release of the CSL Delaware music video. The next Social Justice Initiative Ministry Lunch and Learn is next Sunday, November 29th, after service from 12 to 1 p.m. Plan to join us for a delicious lunchtime dialogue on practical steps each of us can do to promote social justice as we continue to hold firm to racial healing through open and honest internal self-examination and the transformation and elevation of consciousness. The next teen group meeting is Thursday, December 2nd from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Zoom, facilitated by Reverend Bill Marchoni. All teens are welcome. Adults may accompany them. There is no cost to participate, however, registration is required. And the Young Spiritual Masters is rescheduled to next Sunday at 9 a.m. on Zoom. In preparation for the holidays, we're holding a Blue Christmas service next Sunday to grieve our losses in 2020, both personally and globally, and make room within for a greater enjoyment of the holiday season, whatever your spiritual tradition is. Bring several votive candles and lighters to fully participate. Music is by special guest Bob Sima and Sharon Plummer. For details and Zoom links on all these and other activities, check our CSL Delaware website under the Get Involved tab or the CSL Delaware newsletter in your email. So as we flow into the next segment here, I'd like to bring Deb back and just say what a joy you are today, Deb.
Thank you, Tom. That was a good segue. I'm so excited about the music video, so please come back and join us at our 1 o'clock service. You're going to really love this. So let's all sing this song that we know so well, In the Flow. In the flow, I'm in the flow, as I trust and I let go, more will come in its place, as I flow with prosperity and grace. Yes, I flow with prosperity and grace. In the flow, we're in the flow, as we trust and we let go, more will come in its place, as we flow with prosperity and grace. Yes, we flow with prosperity and grace. One more time. In the flow, we're in the flow, as we trust and we let go, more will come in its place, as we flow with prosperity and grace. Yes, we flow with prosperity and grace. Thank you. Thank you so much. Speaking of grace, I'd love to introduce Linda.
Thank you, Deb. Good morning, everyone. This year's theme is 2020 Spiritual Vision, and our theme for November is Living as Compassionate Conduits. Today's topic is the cheerful and grateful receiver. Let me share with you a passage from the Lamsa version of the Bible, a direct translation from the Peshitta written in the Aramaic language of Jesus. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 6 to 7. He who sows sparingly shall reap sparingly, and he who sows generously shall reap generously. God loves a cheerful giver. Ernest Holmes wrote, When we speak the words of thanksgiving to the God within, there is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity, realization. Appreciation, gratitude, and thanksgiving are the motive power which attracts and magnifies the hidden potentialities of life. Let's affirm with gratefulness together the following. There is nothing that separates me from the river of life that flows through me when I generously give and I gratefully receive. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to reintroduce our dear Reverend Kathleen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Linda. It's beautiful, beautifully read. I'd like to begin with one of my favorite Thanksgiving stories. So some of you who've been with me for a long time will recognize this one. There was a young man by the name of John who received the gift of a parrot. And every word that came out of this parrot was negative, cynical, and laced with profanity. So John was beside himself. He didn't know what to do, so he decided he would speak to the parrot with kind words, and he would play soft music to try to keep the parrot calm and relaxed. But nothing worked. And so he finally decided to yell at the bird. He just yelled at the bird, and the bird yelled back at him. And then he just got so angry, he lost control. And he took the parrot and he stuck him in the freezer. And the parrot kicked and screamed and squawked and carried on for a while. And then suddenly it was very, very quiet. And John got very worried. So he opened the freezer door and the parrot jumped onto his arm and looked at him with wide eyes. And he basically said, I'm sincerely sorry for all of my transgressions. And I fully intend to be a more grateful and cheerful parrot. So John, stunned by the behavior, wondered what on earth created the change. To which the bird responded, "May I ask what the turkey did who's still in the freezer?" Yes. Just a little bit of lightheartedness. But yet the message is very powerful and clear in that story. And I'm going to use it actually as part of the unfolding of the deeper meaning behind this thing called the law of circulation, the law of giving and receiving. We've all been taught to be a cheerful and grateful giver, right? That's been part of our upbringing. And yet I know that if we don't balance it by also being a grateful and cheerful receiver, that things get really out of balance in our lives, don't they? I mean, things like burnout can take place. So this is what I'd like to share with you. It's a quote that I love by Ernest Holmes. He said, "The universe gives alike to all. Its nature is to impart, and ours is to receive." It's important that we really get this message today, what it means to be a grateful and cheerful receiver. So how receptive are you to the goodness of life? Think about it. When people give you compliments, when there are opportunities before you and you decide for one reason or another not to take them. There are lots of different, or maybe somebody gives you a gift or something, and instead of being thankful, you look for what's wrong. There are all different ways that this happens where we rebuff or cut off our ability to receive. So, we live, move, and have our being in this universe that operates under this law of circulation. So a great example is our breath. On each in-breath, we receive from the universe, right? And on each out-breath, we give out oxygen. We give out, carbon dioxide. There's a little oxygen. Give out carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is received by the plant kingdom, and they thrive on it. And then their form of exhale is oxygen, which again supports us. This beautiful circulation that takes place all the time without us even thinking about it. And every other aspect of our lives also operate under this law. And so it's important to start being aware this week. I'm going to invite you to do that, of the ways in which you're truly living in the flow of this law of giving and receiving. Are you holding back in any way? Are you cutting off in any way? So today I wanted to offer three spiritual practices that will increase your ability to be a grateful and cheerful receiver. The first one is, and this one's obvious, gratitude, the practice of gratitude and appreciation. The second one is something you may not be quite as much aware of, or not even realizing the connection to receptivity, and that is the practice of vulnerability. And the third one is what we're going to be doing all day today, and particularly in the second service, the practice of celebration. Yes, celebration is a spiritual practice. So gratitude. I wanted to start with this quote by Emerson. He advises that we get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits. Divine circuits being that flow of the river of life through us and as us. Get our bloated nothingness out of the way. The parrot is a great representation of this thing called our bloated nothingness. That, cynicism and negativity and ingratitude that he was before he transformed when he came out of the freezer. So what does that represent? That represents the egoic self, right? The self that thinks it's separate from its good, or thinks it has to get its good by taking it from others. Or just that grumpiness that we might feel from day to day because we think we're not getting our good. That egoic behavior is the bloated nothingness that gets in the way of the divine circuits, that circulation of the very substance and the giftedness of life. So what is the antidote? It's very obvious, because this is what we're talking about right now. Gratitude, appreciation, thanksgiving. That's the antidote for that cynical, negative view of life. So the more we practice this, and I love gratitude lists. I'm doing gratitude lists every night. That's a support, but also being grateful and noticing the good and the beauty throughout your day. Here's a great example. Dan and I were taking a walk through Brandywine Creek State Park this last Friday. And, if you remember, Friday was this amazing day, perfectly crystal clear blue sky. And so I was just in awe and wonder of the blue sky and talking about how grateful I was for it. And so we continued to walk, and just the forest, even though the leaves are gone, they're just the beauty of the trees and the sounds of the birds. I could just go on and on and on. And then we finally made our way down and came upon the Brandywine Creek and the Brandywine River. And as I looked out upon it, actually Dan and I both looked, we were in a state of wonder, because the creek, which is usually pretty, bouncy and lots of movement in it, was completely crystal clear. Yeah, it was moving, but you could barely tell that it was moving because the wind was non-existent. And so the reflection of all the trees on the opposite shore and the blue sky was just amazing, amazing. And I was thinking about the idea of what we reap, we sow, and when we are able to, just like the beautiful calm creek or river reflecting the beauty, that when we also provide that in consciousness, how that reflects out in our lives, and just feeling so grateful for the messages that Mother Earth gives us, and just for the amazing beauty of that moment. So those are some just everyday examples of how we can find beauty all around us. And it doesn't have to be something that dramatic to find the beauty. It's the people that are in front of us, the people in our lives, this entire beautiful spiritual community. And a really great opportunity, I'm going to invite everybody that's on this Zoom and everybody who sees it in Facebook, is to go to our Facebook page, the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware page. You search it in the search box when you get to Facebook. Go there and then take the time to listen and make comments on all of the beautiful things that have been posted for the past 10 days. Just even if it's just a quick thank you or a like or something like that. A way to show your appreciation for all of the artwork, the poetry, the music, the words of congratulations, all of the beauty that shows up on that webpage, giving thanks for it, because it's a beautiful demonstration of the amazing love that is present in our community and the way in which we've touched the lives of others who are no longer a part of our community, people like Stephen Wise, or people who come and go and consider themselves an extended part of our community, like Bob Simon and Shannon Plummer, and many others who showed up, and and Retta Morgan, many others who just showed up for this particular occasion to wish us congratulations. It's very heartwarming, a great way to lift your spirit, and a great way to give thanks to them for taking the time to do that. Second practice, practicing vulnerability. Brene Brown is the queen of research when it comes to this thing called vulnerability. She researched with thousands of people and found that 15 to 20% of those people were wholehearted in receiving and giving love. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? She said that they were all in when it comes to relationships, and that they inherently believed themselves to be worthy of love and belonging without having to do anything special for it. And then she mentioned that the other 75 to 80% of people on the planet feel that, like, maybe I'm a bit worthy for love and belonging, but I would be super worthy if I lost 20 pounds, or if I got that promotion, or if I got that new job, or if I had more money flowing in my life. You fill in the blank. So if you notice this in yourself, you might want to ask yourself the question, is it true that I'm not going to be worthy until I have all this other stuff in my life? Or am I inherently worthy as an expression of the Most High God? An emanation of the Most High God? And I think you'll know the answer if you contemplate that question. Wholehearted lovers also are willing to be vulnerable, to share their feelings and to feel their feelings, rather than hide or suppress them. And author Debbie Blue observed this about those 80 or 75 or 80% who aren't in that category. She said, maybe we worship power, trying our hardest to project strength and invulnerability because we are afraid of something that we don't really need to be afraid of, something that we would do better to embrace, like vulnerability at the core of our humanness. Perhaps being open to this is precisely what makes peace and love and cooperation possible. It is this openness to vulnerability that allows us to receive God. And Rumi, one of my favorite poems of Rumi's is The Guest House. You'll probably remember that one, where he talks about our humanness, our human nature is a guest house, and how we are to welcome all of the emotions, yes, even depression and anger and all of those, welcome them in instead of push them away and shove them down, because we can learn from them. We can learn what's behind them, the thoughts, the beliefs that are behind them, so that we can transform our lives. So being vulnerable with each other, with trusted friends, and is so important to being a receiver, a grateful and a cheerful receiver. The final one is practicing celebration. Yes, I love that one. So I have a story to tell you. It's a story about a new young monk who arrived at the monastery, eager and ready to do his part. And he was he was actually assigned to work with the other monks to copy down manuscripts of laws and canons. And so when he got to work, he noticed something that was a little disturbing to him. He realized that they were copying off of copies. They were not copying off original manuscripts. So he went to the abbot, the old abbot who was in charge, and he pointed this out. And the abbot thought about it and he said, you really have a point, son. So he went down into the cave underneath the monastery where there was a locked vault. And in that locked vault were the original manuscripts that had not been touched for centuries and centuries, really long time. So meanwhile, the young monk is waiting and waiting and waiting, and the monk, the abbot, doesn't return, and so he finally decides, I better go down and see what's going on down there. So he goes down the stairs, down into the cave, and then he sees the old abbot there banging his head against the wall and saying, no, the word is not celibate, it's celebrate. A copying error. So how many errors are we going, the error that we have is to somehow think that we have to celebrate only on very special occasions, when there are so many little things that we can celebrate each and every day. And the beautiful gift of celebration is the feeling of joy. Celebration cultivates joy. And I was thinking about celebration, and I thought, how does that fit into gratitude? And I was thinking, oh yeah, celebration is when a whole bunch of people get together, or maybe just a few people, a group of people get together and feel grateful for whatever it is, an accomplishment or just life and living. But it's when we get together and share our common gratitude for life and living. And joy is what's birthed out of that. I think that this idea of living full out joy is somehow not on everybody's radar screen. And I think you're not alone if you're among the people who feel that way. And I was looking at some of the scriptures on joy, and I have a feeling that this is why the scriptures actually command people to celebrate and to express joy. I mean, listen to some of these. This is just a few out of Psalms. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Yeah, that's one we probably have heard of. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song. How many of us burst into jubilant song and instead start worrying about, well, is my voice good enough, or, whatever is going on in our minds? Burst into jubilant song. It doesn't matter whether you're on key or off key. That practice of singing brings joy to the spirit, and particularly singing with a whole big group of people. At 1 p.m. today, we have the opportunity to wholeheartedly celebrate our amazing, beautiful, full of grace, creative, spiritual community, steeped in the love of God, co-creating heaven on earth, a world that works for all. What we stand for is really leading edge. Think about it. It's leading edge. It's about what it means to live in unity and oneness consciousness. And isn't that what's being asked for in our world? So I invite you all, when you join us, now, here and now, but also when you join us at 1 o'clock, that you come with your joy hats on and your celebration hats on. Because what we have to celebrate, 10 years, 1 full decade, is pretty awe-inspiring. And what's even more awe-inspiring is who we've become. And I really love that, and I really honor that. And I want to thank all of you for being who you are and what you contribute to our spiritual community. So, we all seek a deeper relationship with the divine, yes? That feeling of love and peace and joy that we get when we know that we're fully in touch with the inner divine and the divine all around us. And yet we must be willing to receive it. To be a cheerful and grateful receiver as well as giver, a receiver. Let's remember the importance of the practices of gratefulness, looking for the good everywhere, the beauty everywhere, and feeling gratitude for it. Let's remember the practice of vulnerability, of being willing to unburden ourselves with of all the feelings and being allowing ourselves to have room then for the good to flow through. And let's remember the importance also in vulnerability of tenderness and care and empathy. And let us celebrate this 10th anniversary then from the deepest place of joy and love that we possibly can muster. And also this Thursday, when we gather, whether it's remotely or in person with our families and friends, let's remember to show up with all-out joy. And to this I say, yes, and so it is. Thank you, my friends. Yes, and so I'm now going to turn this back over to our dear friend, Deb Chamberlain Wynn.
Thank you, Reverend Kathleen. Let's all receive that message fully. Thank you is the only prayer I need. Thank you, I'll say thank you in every word and deed, and with every breath of gratitude for all we're about to receive. I'll say thank you for the power to believe. I was asleep, lost in a dream, all alone and living without love, without peace, consumed with hunger and doubt. Then with words of grace I awakened, and reality returned. Every word reminding me of the truth I now affirm. Thank you is the only the power to believe. Thank you for the power. Thank you for the power. Thank you is the only prayer I Thank you. Thank you. Receiving all that love. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to bring you back to our wonderful, lighthearted Tom.
Ooh, no, thank you. Are you feeling blessed by Spirit's love as spiritual community and the spiritual teachings that we offer? Go to the CSL Delaware homepage and click the PayPal button to make a donation to send CSL Delaware a check to express your gratefulness. Thank you and bless you for your ongoing support. The holiday season is a great time to donate to the CSL Delaware Benevolence Fund to support members of our community who are financially challenged during this time of COVID-19. Mark your donation Benevolent Fund, and if you would like to receive support from this fund, please contact a member of the Board of Trustees. Do you want after-service prayer? Write prayer in the chat, and Michelle will put you in a breakout room with Peggy. You can also send your prayer requests by phone or email to Peggy Fry Moyer, and the practitioners will pray for you for 1 week. And I'd like to bring back my wonderful Deb, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And we're going to close out this morning's service before we come back at 1 o'clock. And just please remember to keep your Zoom on if you're planning to join us. You don't even have to go off Zoom. Just mute your camera, mute your video and your microphone, and come back at 1 o'clock. We're going to close this service with this song of thanksgiving for all the abundance that we have as we bless the abundance for all as we go forward. So sing with me. May God's spark within shine its light. May the flame of love burn so bright that the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. I know a place that's quiet, where stillness fills the air, where darkness disappears into the light that's everywhere. I go there in the morning and linger through the day. It gives me everything I need to soothe me as I pray. May God's spark within shine its light. May the flame of love burn so bright that the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. Whenever there's a moment of pain, despair, or doubt, I know that I can go within so I may flow without. And in that sweet surrender, I open up my heart to all the good that waits for me that this world can impart. May God's spark within shine its light. May the flame of love burn so bright that the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. The peaceful abundance, the promised abundance, perfect abundance of light, awakened abundance, amazing abundance, astounding abundance of life. As God's spark within shines its light, may the flame of love burn so bright the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. Yes, the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. The awesome abundance of life. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Mwah. Kisses to everyone. We'll see you back here at 1 o'clock, and I'd like to bring back Reverend Kathleen for our closing prayer.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Deb. You know, when you come back at 1 o'clock, I have a big, big request of all of you, and so spread it along to other people that you know too. Please, when you come to the one at 1 o'clock, come with your hair done, your makeup on, whatever you need, so that you can have your video cameras on, because there'll be several opportunities just to see the entire community. So we'd like to have everybody have your video cameras on for the 1 o'clock event, if you would, please. Okay? Deal? All right. Okay, so again, 1 o'clock, see all of you there. And then just repeat after me as we close in prayer. Perfect God within me.
Perfect God within me.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Come forth into expression through me
Come forth into expression through me.
as that which I am.
As that which I am.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
And cause me to see
Cause me to see
the amazing beauty and good
the amazing beauty and good
all around me,
all around me,
all the time.
all the time.
And so let's accept this truth with a powerful yes, and so it is.
Amen.
See you later, everybody. Remember to stay on Zoom. We're going to be on the same link.
All right, everybody. I'm going to give everybody the chance to just unmute yourselves, say hi. You should be able to now.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hi, beautiful to see you. Beautiful.
Hello.
See you at 1 o'clock.
Hello.
All
See you at 1
right.
o'clock.
Good one. Good to see you.
Hair, make sure you put on, do your hair like I still need to do mine. Do your hair, put on your makeup.
Pinch your cheeks.
Nice.
That's the thing. People still do that.
Yeah, I think they do.
You know, just pinch your
Tom,
cheeks.
Tom, I want to see you with your makeup on.
Hey, just mute.
Wayne.
And Jan.
We do have
Did you hear
It's
me,
great
Tom?
to see everybody
Yes, I did, Linda.
here right now.
Good to see you, Donna.
Okay.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
If you need any makeup tips, I'm
Hi,
here.
Terry.
Hello,
Hi,
Turn your lights on.
Yeah.
right on. That's all you need.
Nita. Donna, wonderful to see you, dear.
Yeah, Donna, we are thrilled to see you.
Donna, you found out how to do it.
Yay! Look at Yay, Donna! Woohoo!
Good to be here.
Yay.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Hi, Nagma. You talk. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi,
Hi,
Bye.
Jalen. Hi,
Good morning,
Jen.
Jalen.
Good morning.
Hi,
Isaac. Hey, Elijah. Hi,
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hi, Elijah.
Hi.
Hi.
Jalen. Hi.
hello, Kelly.
Hi, Candace.
And Leanne is
Jennifer, radiant.
just practicing.
You are.
Carolyn, I love your background.
Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Linda.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
Wonderful
service.
So glad you're here. I was so delighted when I saw you guys on there. I'm glad
Oh, it's such an important day.
it
That's
is.
it.
Are you going to come
Absolutely.
back for the service?
What?
Are you going to be able to come back for the 10th anniversary?
Certainly. Yes, we'll be here at 1 o'clock.
So anybody who doesn't know, this is my godmother. Diane is my godmother. She's been like there with my family for our entire lives, and so it's always sweet when her and Boyd are able to come.
Yeah, we'll both be there.
Blessing. Good to see you.
Good.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, we'll see you back here at 1. I'm just going to leave this on, so you're welcome to keep chatting.
Okay.
I'm signing out. Take care, everyone.
You're not
Donna.
going to be there for the service.
Good to see you, Donna.
I know I'm actually alive.
Donna, I miss you.
Yeah, I miss
I
you
miss
too.
you too.
Donna, you're not going to be here for the celebration service at 1?
I'm going to try to be. I'm not sure.
I
I have to
miss you,
go
Donna.
out and take care of something work-wise. I'm hoping I can get back in time.
Okay.
We're going to hold that space for you.
Thank you. I appreciate